So at the start of the group, would have never expected Repard to be 1 win away from winning and moving all the way up to platinum. He got relegated out of gold in the previous season. He was in the bottom 2. So he made it back through silver and just needs 1 win here to get first. Prisma on the other side, very exciting player for our AoE2 scene. Prisma, I just looked it up. He was born in 2006, which makes him, 19 years old. He's super active on the ladder. So he's young, he's speedy, he's talented, and he also has, I think, a really good core of people around him. So there's Lucho, who's similar age to him from the same country in the same boat. And then you have all the other high-level Argentinians around him. They've been doing training and just preparing. And then, of course, people rooting for him. So I'm excited for Prisma's future, but he will be playoffs if he doesn't win 3-0 here.
Yeah, that's for sure. And speaking about that, how can you not root for a young person, for so many new names joining the scenes, having incredible tournament results? There's Lucho, there's Prisma, there's Lewis, there's Gookie, so many newcomers that basically, show us that the game will stay alive and the scene will probably be active for still at least a couple more years from now, right?
Yep, I agree. It's really healthy for the scene. I also think it's really healthy for the scene how they got here. So in Prisma's case, I was pumping him up the last time we did Titans League. So he would have been 17 then or 16. And he looked shaky and it didn't look like there was a ton of understanding on the maps. And sometimes, Daniela, people just stay that way. People don't, they like to play Arabia all day on the ladder. They get super high elo. They feel they're good because of the super high elo. And then they go into tournaments and they struggle. And Prisma and Lucho, the two Argentinians I'm thinking of, they lost previous season when they were the higher elo players. And they fixed the problem, right? They went in, they've been training, they've been working hard. So I just love to see that because honestly, 3 years ago, you had talented players and they wouldn't use their talent in combination with training. So love to see it.
Absolutely. And there's so much progress, right? You see Prisma this year, you see so much preparation. He just advanced to Gold League and now he is 3 games away of advancing to Platinum. That's no small thing for sure.
Yeah, really exciting. I think even if he were to lose the playoffs, there's still this crazy progression for him. There's this upward trajectory. And if he's back in gold next season, I'm sure he'd do well as well. So we got Mongols for Repard. And Mongols suits him perfectly because we just talked about how Repard's got that killer instinct. He's been around for so long, never really at the same heights of these others in ranked. But when he's on in tournaments, he's electric. And Mongols are perfect to be able to be aggressive. And then Prisma's got the Persians, which is really good overall as long as they don't fall behind early against the Mongols.
Whoa. Repard is about to find all of those hurtables that Prisma was hoarding.
No, what?
No, that's a lot of food.
Well, he has to be careful not to click them through the middle. I saw a player yesterday click them towards the TC, and the pathing took them back to the opponent's base, but that's 750 food right there on the way.
Yeah.
Damn.
You were talking about Prisma and him playing Persians. I could have sworn that he's going to play Persians on Kilimanjaro, which I also thought it's his. I also saw that it's his home map, and that was the game he played versus Mihai, and he absolutely killed him with 2-range aggression and the stable paired up with that.
Yeah.
So I saw he loves Persians on Kilimanjaro. I was sure he's gonna play them. So this kind of surprises me a bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember the rest of his draft, but that might be one of those things that he will regret if he ends up losing this game. But you need 3 wins, so it's not like you just need 1 and all those cows just wandering home. Now, you don't get the hunt bonus on cows. It's only on the deer, but that's still really valuable. We've seen time and time again that having the extra food underneath the TC means you can delay your farms and spend wood on everything else you need.
One thing I'm noticing right now is that Repard naturally is trying to expand with a second wood line on the mainland, which is the current meta. But look how unfortunate the generation of the deer and the berries is for him. Usually those spawn next to a wood line, so later on with a tower you can defend all of that food and the wood line.
That's true. Yeah, you would have to. It's much harder to defend. Also, the gold's kind of, if he finds it, that's good. But the gold is kind of tucked away here. The only thing that's actually fixed is the 4 deer, the boar, and the berries. Everything else is somewhat random. But he does also have an extra 3 deer, I think, to make up for that. I don't think that's normal.
True. Whoa. Right.
So if you're Mongols, I think you take that trade. You're like, okay, I'll take my wood line further away if I can get a couple more deer nearby. So
True. That's for sure. Feudal age is in for both of them. We're probably going to see the minimum amount of water investment, as we usually see on this map. Players just wanting to protect their fish and have a smooth transition into land military. And I really don't like that archer range from Prisma. I feel like it's absolutely laming all of his stone.
and laming his stone. Well, you don't really need the stone, maybe. That could be part of it. He's actually bringing in a boar now, which honestly, if he gets it, is really necessary considering the loss of the cows. But that's crazy to focus on with everything else right now. Well played.
Yeah, successfully under the TC. And Repard is actually putting down a range of his own. I would have expected Mongols to go scout in the beginning and maybe later on have a transition.
Love the scouting from him, though. This may be... I think the reasoning for this is they're already on gold and wood for fires, and so it feels more natural to go for a range when you're on wood and gold like that. But he also scouted the range from Prisma, so I love how active Repard's been. He stole the cows, right? He actively scouted where his opponent would be and found reward there. Now he sees the range, and now he knows, okay, he just produced an archer. He has the fire galley forward already, forcing some repairs out of Prisma. So this is what the Mongols want. They want to be forcing the timings, and also Repard can look underneath that TC. He's not seeing many cows under there, so he must be feeling pretty good about things.
Yeah, I don't know how he's gonna feel about the second range from Prisma that's going up.
Ooh.
Oh, so okay, Prisma apparently really likes his double range with Persians. Doesn't matter the map.
Well, I mean, I think optimally, people are trying to go for fletching first before the second range these days. But this map is so far from optimal and easy to play, right? This is all about the craziness. So numbers could work. Double range has a lot of value if it can get forward. But for now, Prisma's losing on water. And now Repard is also moving forward with the archers with fletching too. So this is all about Repard so far.
Better timings with Mongols, what can I say? Even though you would expect Persians to keep up to some extent, but, you know, the faster producing villagers and, faster working docks as well doesn't necessarily work in your favor all the time.
I love this from Repard. Now he will see the reaction, and it's the needed move here, the necessary move from Prisma to somehow try and engage against this. But he didn't see fletching yet, so he feels confident enough to take that fight initially. But Prisma has enough. I think Prisma could probably clear this. It just depends on how annoying Repard's going to be able to be.
For sure. And you know what? I wouldn't mind him just leaving one skirm there and pulling the remaining army back and maybe go forward with the reinforcements. Try to take advantage that your opponent is forward and probably lacks defense.
Wow, well played. Prisma stabilized pretty nicely on water throughout all that. He actually saved his fish, killed the fire galleys. You could tell Repard was just so focused elsewhere. Repard's going to have scouts and archers and forging now. He's got farms underneath the TC, cows underneath the TC, and a little bit of hunt on the outside. So, big moment. Prisma's army is advancing through the middle, but Repard might run right into the skirms. And, oh, he noticed. He noticed.
He's pulling back the scouts, and the scouts are going to come back from behind, and there's only 2 archers there. If Repard could focus the archers first, then the skirms will take forever to run back from the scouts.
Yeah, I mean, that's still not the worst thing ever for Prisma, because you have a lot of time to prep for this, and you killed those archers. Had he not killed the archers, this would be absolutely horrible. But the pathing's not exactly helping Repard there. There's still water aspects to pay attention to. And archers are going to come behind from Prisma. So yeah, that army won't even get cleared up. Nice job from Prisma here. He's on the wood line, the hunt, the berries on the outside. He is going to wall as well. A little surprised, though, that he's not walling the other side of the middle. Normally you see that.
I think maybe he will do that a bit later on. I think he wants to just secure the bottom side first, especially if he has that veil there. They're putting now a second dock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it feels
so
like
much dip fish around that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, all good. There's a lot happening. I mean, this feels to me like Prisma is starting to bring this game back a little bit. He's found some good trades this game. 15 kills, 8 deaths. And his eco is only going to be getting better behind with Persians and with 2 docks. So forging and armor is now in for the scouts. He'll aim to get value here, and I think finally Repard will kill this.
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially with armor on the scouts, that makes the damage from the archers way less significant. Behind this, Prisma is ahead in eco and still has more military. Well, no, that aged like milk.
Yeah, he did, and then everything fell apart. And I was just also like, oh, he's doing great, and then that happened. But I still think the double range is kind of nice here, because the scouts are still weak. Your opponent doesn't have a big skirm mass. So double range is good. I also personally find double range with Persians seems to click for whatever reason, because you just never have food with them because you're producing vills so much. So there could be some logic to it. What a game, though. This is so close. Look at the difference in res collected. Barely any difference there.
Barely any difference. Look at the value that Repard is trying to get from that 2 HP fire ship that's kept there just to pick up some villagers on some reinforcements if Prisma is not paying attention.
Oh, boy. There's a hole. And so, like, as advertised, right? This is not necessarily the biggest army to be able to get damage with. But anytime Repard has an opportunity, he's going to take it. And he didn't hesitate at all. The scouts are through. And all the army from Prisma now has to come back to chase this.
Yeah, that's gotta be hurtful. And I'm surprised both of them managed to click up to the next stage in the exact same time. Look at me saying Prisma is not going to pay attention to that fire ship. And he just killed it with one hit with the villagers.
Yeah, really well played. This is so good. They're actually... I didn't cast every set, but I've watched almost every series from Golds from these two. Watched some of your casts and others, and this is so good. Like, they're playing so sharp. This feels better and cleaner than some of the Platinum League players on Evacuation, honestly.
I think in this group, for me, Prisma was the biggest surprise, especially with that first win against Mihai in the first set. I was super surprised, you know. I expected Mihai to be the favorite in this group, and... well, little did I know.
Well, what a great job here. The archer difference was significant before all of this. It was like 9 or 10 for Prisma, and it was 2 for Repard. But he's been producing this whole time, and the archers are so weak and in the wrong position for Prisma now. And now the scouts are even on the outside for Repard, as he's going to find 2 more villager kills. He just will not stop here, Daniela. And this was the biggest surprise for me. Repard playing this good against all these talents is just crazy.
Oh man, now that crossbow timing is gonna strike, and I think there's still a hole there. By the way, I don't think Prisma addressed that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, now will Repard be able to track everything? His scouts are being active on the outside. I think Prisma's really scared that there's an army coming because of how active and annoying Repard's being there. Oh, but the crossbows find each other in the middle, and there's a bunch of weak ones there for Prisma. This is amazing for Repard.
And no Botkin arrow for him either.
Oh,
He's gonna lose all of that before Botkin arrow comes in.
Yeah, the scouts will go down, but you could tell how annoying it's when you play Repard, right? Like, those scouts, they probably should be on auto scout or something, but he's just always adding that next level of aggression for you to deal with.
Oh, and now he's going with the siege workshop forward on the mainland. He's really not giving Prisma a second to breathe here.
It's so crazy. I love it. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. I think if you were to check Repard's elo right now, by the way, he might be like 2,300. I don't know. Maybe he's higher. He's been up to 2,500, but Prisma's been up to 2,700, you know, crazy aggression on Arabia. But he didn't kill a lot of eco here, Repard, so you do still have to be worried about the Persians. But you just love the momentum he's gained for himself.
That's for sure. Prisma is just going to let him go in. It's not like he has something to address that. He has only 3 crossbows, and he's migrating with most of his villagers. No No place for siege workshop, maybe here.
It's so much to look at right now.
Yeah.
Prisma has to track these crossbowmen. There's a Lancer that went underneath the TC. Repard just didn't notice the gold is being mined right next to his siege workshop. So surely he will notice that, and more army is going to hit that. And Prisma still can't deal with the crossbows. So he's trying to deal with the crossbows. Now he's got Lancers on the wood lines. Now there's going to be siege. Now there's going to be monks. Repard just will not stop.
And he's pushed off of his gold. He does have another pile in the back. Maybe he wants to put a TC there?
Yeah, maybe. By the way, 12 fishing ships for Prisma. I don't know if you mentioned it or if I mentioned it, but that is the reason he's still in this economically. And he's on 2 TCs. But he was paranoid those crossbowmen from Repard were looping over the water. So he'll go to kill them now. But Repard is dropping a tower and starts the siege push onto the TC.
Oh man, that tower will be so annoying because that sets your lumberjacks idle, first of all. Second, gets an extra couple of hits on a potential mangonel defense from Prisma. That's inexistent for now because there's simply not enough resources for it.
Yeah, like how are you supposed to go siege defense against siege when you have no wood income? The wood income is all out here. Now, he does have ballistics. He does have crossbows. Maybe Prisma could try and get a counterattack in, but it feels like... Well, no, it feels like he can't actually defend the siege push, so he needs to counterattack. That's his only way.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Now there's step lancers in that wood line as well. Like you said, wood access is so crucial. So many low HP villagers, and that's a lot of kills for the step lancers.
Repard just killing it. Still 1 TC, by the way. So he's not really booming. He actually built 2 defensive towers at home. I think he was expecting those crossbows to come to his base. But Prisma has brought his crossbows to the siege push. If he wasn't Persians, this is completely over. That TC would be gone already, but my word.
I mean, we're talking about 1 TC versus 2 TC production, but at the end of the day, 16 to 2 eco KD producing from an extra TC doesn't really help a lot when you're losing vills left and right.
Yeah, let's see if Prisma can out-micro this one. Repard will need repairs on the siege. He'll get repairs on the siege. Prisma with the micro, but there's a lot to micro against here. Monks are even converting the crossbows. He needs to repair the TC now. This is a Persian TC about to be sieged down. You just don't see that.
Not very often, no, for sure. Good job from Prisma, focusing the monk with the TC, and he killed one. However, there's still 2 more on the way, and...
Oh, man, the micro from Prisma, almost good enough. But there's still 2 mangonels here. They will be repaired. He still has no counter damage, and the idle time is just adding up so much.
Oh, man, repairing that TC is also so costly when you're starved for the wood income as well.
Look at his starting eco, by the way. Like, he's going to run out of gold there. There's 1 farm. It's painful. But he is holding.
I wanted to comment on
and
that.
That was a 6 shot, but that was 6 shot from both. And Repard kills the crossbows, kills all the siege. Always has more siege coming. And what a performance from Repard. I mean, we'll see more games. But this does confirm that he will be platinum player next season. What a crazy player. This is the win that
he needed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, we got to cast the other games. But Prisma played a clean game. He's got the better mid-feudal civ. From every single fight and like moment has to be there for the Mongols. If you have one misstep, you get completely outgunned by the Persians and outboomed. And he was so quick to every attack. He was so frustrating for Prisma to deal with. And Prisma just couldn't keep up.
I think the bottom line is the amount of damage he was able to achieve from his military. If you look at the end screen, you see 20 crossbows produced from Repard and 40 from Prisma.
True. And ballistics was in for Prisma as well, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Also, 1 on food for Repard, by the way. So, I mean, he was pretty all in. Both of them didn't have much food eco. But once the TC's down, this game is probably over. And once that TC's down, he obviously fixes that. So, dang, that was impressive. So, Prisma, now when they played this, I don't know if Prisma knew exactly. I think he probably did know he needed close to a sweep. This was played earlier in the day, I believe, but we'll move into game 2. $20 on the line per win,
Yeah.
and Prisma gets to show people what he's made of, obviously. And, oh, man, I'm so pumped that we're seeing this map. This map has been...
No. I'm so pumped we're seeing this map.
Oh, thank God.
I love water maps. Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. So, Repard wins the group. Prisma will be third. We'll see him in the playoffs on the weekends. But Italians for Prisma, Armenians for Repard. This map has been banned more than... Well, it's been banned more than Zong. And I think it's not because it's a bad map. All right, I'd like to be clear on that. It's because it's really difficult to play, and no one wants to take any risks when the wins matter so much. So they just ban it.
Yep, I agree. But it has provided such good games. It's crazy. I might be biased a bit because I do like water maps in general.
Yeah.
But, I do think there was Draken versus Wide, crazy game on this map as well. I think Running had a set where we saw this as well versus C40, if I'm not mistaken.
In Platinum, we also had the crazy comeback from Andy against Hart on this map.
True, yes.
With like the craziest demo shot I've seen on water maybe ever. So, yeah, and what it really comes down to, because I talk about it being difficult, is scouting and adapting. And no game can be the same. So you can't come in here and say, I'm going to necessarily do this the whole game. A lot of what you do in the mid game depends on what you find. So that scouting is going to be on either island. One island is slightly bigger than the other. It looks like the left island is slightly bigger, but still lots of resources to find. And could see players build their lumber camps, build their mining camps in the same area. That could lead to archers. We've seen games where people sneaky archers with the transport ships. It's just the possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. And I always like to compare this map with Migration, because at the first sight, they might be very similar, but it's actually so different. Because on Migration, you have the deer to push. You use your scout on your main island. Here, you don't. You start with the transport ship, so your main focus is going to be to transport and scout which island is bigger. You have the transport ship on water for that as well. You need to gather as much information as possible early on, because you won't have much time. We usually see fast feudal on this map.
Yeah, you won't have much time. And the another thing about this compared to Migration is usually if a player fully wins water on any water map, it's like, okay, they won the game because they have eco on water now as well. But that's not the case here because the fishing is actually not very efficient at all. So there's very few deep fish and very few shore fish even. So it comes down to the perfect mix of everything. I will point out, even though there's a lot of space on this island on the right, there are only 3 gold areas, and there are 6 gold areas on the left. So that's something to keep in mind if this game goes super late.
For sure. You also want to get some good control of the wood lines as well. Maybe that's why you need water control. Yeah. You do have some wood on water here and there.
Well, I'll tell you the build that I think is the best here. I really like to see 1 dock fires and then opening into a barracks and a range on one of the middle islands. Because the fires and your own transport is enough to still get damage. So if you scout the opponent comes over with a lumber camp, for example, you can obviously use your archers versus that. If they don't come over, you can use the transport to move sides, right? And then you can just go over there. And the only way, like the transporting for the first couple of minutes of Feudal Age can work against full water if you're sneaky enough. And oh boy, speaking of sneaky, I see it.
Wait, where's he going? I didn't see this before.
Yeah, it's going to be a dead Vil right there. This is something. Oh,
what?
What
is it?
Now you might be able to transport your scout into that area if the Vil moves at all. What a save from Repard.
I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. And the Vil moved. No.
The Vil is blocking it. The Vil is blocking the spot where the scout wants to go. And now here comes Repard. Repard is trying to save his scout, but he can't save his scout because there's no space, or villager, sorry, because there's no space.
Oh man. Okay, Prisma's fine. Repard was trying to block his transport ship with his own transport ship as well.
Wait, the scout's coming back. The scout's coming back.
Oh no!
Oh,
she's
and the
dead?
villager dies. Oh my god.
Oh, this is so funny. Oh my god.
Who
Well,
says they
this
don't like this map? Whoever says they don't like this map, they can leave because that was hilarious.
Margugu.
Yeah, well, I mean, have you seen Margugu's score in Platinum League? No wonder, man. No. Whew, well, that was a lot. That was a lot.
Oh man.
Well, so
No.
at the end of the day, what happens is Prisma gets the Vil kill, but he also has awoken Repard. And Repard is not going to like that. Repard seems to be chasing the transport like he's angry at it. He brought Vils with the mule cart, and I've been meaning to get to that. Mule cart is massive for this map because your starting island is so sparse with resources. So you need to be able to wheel around, and other civs just can't do that.
I'll just say Repard has some map hacks here with a woodline. He has a lot of those sparse woodlines kind of
Look at him.
linked.
He's blocking the transport. He can't help himself, man.
Well, the opponent declared war.
Yep. And so now the scout's going to hop out. Repard's going to see the lumber camp. And so he'll know his opponent's there. He also sees there's no loom. But he may have also spotted the scouts.
With lower HP left.
Yep. Yeah,
What do you think about this Civ matchup, by the way? That's something I didn't ask you. And there was something that I was about to address because Prisma had Dravidians in there as well.
I like Italians a lot. I think they're the easier civ to play because I think this is a map where easier civ to play when compared to Dravidians, that is. Because you might need knights at some point. Lots happening for Repard. He's being attacked by a tiger and by the scout. And his barracks is going to be denied. Well played, Prisma. So that's 2 villager kills. But
This early into this game, this is a huge deal.
I think the Armenians are actually slightly better because of the mule carts, to answer your question. There's been too much happening to properly answer your question, but I like them a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Armenians, in my opinion, still the best civ on water maps.
Yeah, I think they are, even if the mule cart being movable plays a role, but like the extra resource income from wood and gold upgrades combined with being able to move the mule carts is super broken on water maps. And then the extra bolt from the galley, which we've already seen pay off, is so helpful.
Yeah, for sure. Like especially with the unique tag, that extra range on galleys and on drones makes a combination of galleys on the front line and drones behind to be huge.
These two have been attacking each other so much. The scouts from both, and now we have the galley. There's the tower now. But that is not a good wood line for Prisma to have set up on, and he does lose a Vil.
Yes, another one might follow. There's so many low HP ones. He's microing the galleys away from the tower. Oh my god, what a bunch of nerds.
Yeah, seriously. So Repard, with his dying move there, gets another Vil kill. He's got the galleys around. He is looking for the fish. Look at the sneaky fish from Prisma in the back. Is Repard looking for those? Is he going to find those? That would be crazy. Doesn't look like he'll find them.
Galleys are going back. Yeah, maybe he thinks he moved them?
I would think that it's to the left. I would never assume that the fish are hidden in the south like that. That's really smart from Prisma.
Yeah, he's going there.
Oh, man. Prisma going for a blacksmith for his galleys, I guess. But there's archers already here from Repard. And so this combo of water and land is just so difficult here. And now Repard adds the galleys to defend his fish, but the galleys for Prisma move through. So maybe the fish end up getting sniped.
If he doesn't block with the transport, that would be smart. Oh.
He's blocking with the... well, maybe not.
Yeah. Jinxed.
Yeah, so much happening. Repard loses... He killed a Vil, but he also loses an archer to the tower. And now his galleys go back in towards the woodline and pulled away. Prisma sniped 1 fish. Holy moly. The APM is through the roof right now. I can barely talk about it all.
And Prisma has doubled the fishing ships. Obviously better for Italians with them being cheaper. And all in all, we're looking at 38 eco units versus 33 from Repard. Resources collected, still better for Repard. Damn, look at that Armenian bonus that you were talking about a bit earlier.
I feel like the only thing that's been efficient for Prisma are those fishing ships, though, right? Like, these Vils on the front have been brutal. Everything else has just not been. And I guess his fishing ships are... I don't know what's happening, but they can't find any fish at the moment, it seems. So they're not exactly efficient either, and he needs land presence here. He's going back into water, but Repard is up already to the Castle Age. He's got archers. He's got great resource income, and snipes another Vil on the woodline.
And Prisma, only 40 food in the bank. Obviously, he does have a couple of Vils queued up, but I think it's still going to be a while. Those are going to be a long couple of minutes for Prisma.
Honestly, Repard's strategy's been absolutely unreal. The other thing that I'm really curious on, like, I talk to a lot of players, and they've all got their little inner circles, and people are training with this person, that person. Repard's not, like, I don't think he's training with like, Vinchester and Wide and all these guys. I really don't know. I'd love to reach out to him and find out, but, like, he's dominated the group. He's already first place, but look at the transitions here with the eco. Think about this. Like, so many people overmake galleys, and then they just die to, like, 4 early Castle Age fire ships. He's just going to switch to fires now. Like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So
I
good.
really don't mind that at all, especially seeing that Prisma had already transitioned into that. He can add a couple of demos. He can just micro around with the remaining galleys to snipe Vils or fish or whatever he wants.
Yeah, super smooth. Both players have had a decent amount of idle TC time. That's obviously a stat to look to, but I think that's understandable. And Prisma's going to be like, what? 19-minute Castle Age, and it's cheaper for me to go Castle Age with my Civ, and I haven't even clicked yet. It doesn't even feel fair.
I think Civs like Italians and Malay, when it comes to water presence, just basically rely on timings. And if you lose your timing with Italians, obviously it would be great. You have cheaper fishing ships, cheaper uptime, cheaper technologies in docks. You have everything in your favor to just take control over the presence on water. And if you fail to do so, if you fall behind with a Civ like that, it's really hard to come back.
His micro is insane. He's still microing this archer against the skirm, like, back and forth. The fires now, they may not be enough to kill off the galleys, but that's a lot more work for Prisma. And this is where I'd say if you could make a knight, just a single knight in Repard's situation, it could end the game. Because you just dive that tower, and it becomes so difficult for Prisma to have any safe eco. He's gonna drop a church on him and get Bodkin. The churches fire arrows, as does the one relic you get for free. He's church rushing.
Sure. Yeah, and maybe that one night that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a bit of a controversial opinion. I think that should have been a siege workshop instead.
Nah, this is
No.
He's won the group. It's about, listen, Daniela, with Repard, it's about sending a message, okay?
Okay.
I'm not actually exaggerating. This is coming from perspective because I played against him. He does stuff like that as a mind game. He's like, I own you right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
man. That's so good. The knight
Yeah,
will be
there's the
there.
knight.
And the additional relic also fires additional arrows. And the fires are still chasing down ships. And how on earth is Prisma supposed to keep these Vils alive? Even the warrior priest can attack. All the Vils are dead.
Yeah. For sure. And is Repard gonna attack that tower with villagers? Oh,
Yep. He is.
Okay.
He's crazy.
Okay.
He's absolutely crazy.
Prisma with a lot of Navy right now. He's about to hit the next stage. War Galley will probably come in, but that's a lot of eco that's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Prisma can salvage those with Repard having the minimum amount of investment in water present here.
Yes. And the Navy that's coming back is all super weak as well because it got hit by the fires. And another win for Repard. Prisma taps out. Luckily for Prisma, he doesn't need wins to go playoffs because with how Repard's playing, it's kind of not looking like it.
Well, he did send that message loud and clear.
That's so good. I mean, the Dark Age was hilarious from both of them. I loved how Prisma tried to take the early initiative and kill that Vil. I think where things went wrong for Prisma was he was very late to any type of army control on the island, and he thought that the tower would be enough. Like, he went tower, and the galleys and archers still found damage anyways. And then, obviously, there was an eco difference in some ways. At least, like, the balance, the res collected looks close, but it felt like Repard, I mean, clearly, if you go Castle Age faster, just had the better balance. But I cannot say enough about how impressive Repard is looking. If he can play like this when Platinum rolls around next time, which won't be right away, he'll be dangerous, honestly.
I also love how many farms he's got already. I feel like a lot of players are losing themselves in the, oh, I'll just add water mentality. But like you said, there's not nearly enough water on this map. There's a lot of hunt and berries in the middle, but of course, those will be less and less efficient. And you can pay attention to those. You have stuff to micro. You have other places to be present on.
Yeah, agreed. A couple people are saying maybe that's an early GG from Prisma. I really don't think so. He would invest most of his resources into War Galley and Bodkin, and even then, there's going to be 6 fires on the field against his weak ships. Repard from here can drop a second TC on the mainland, get such a big lead there. The game could go on longer, honestly. Maybe Prisma can come back on water. Maybe he drops the transport and drops TCs. But I think he falls pretty massively behind.
I think it could go for longer, but the output would be the exact same. I agree with you. And especially because the Eco KD was 10 to 6, but those 4 or 6, I think he only lost like 2 villagers and the rest were fishing ships. And at this point of the game where you're through feudal and midway castle age, you really don't care about fishing ships because they're really, really bad.
Yeah.
They're less and less efficient.
Also, Prisma's resources are resources after he resigns. Anytime someone resigns, everything they had in queue goes back into the bank. And for the player who is winning, that's not the case. So there's a slight difference there. So here we are, final game of the group. So right now, Repard's at 12 wins out of a potential 14. And if he completes the sweep, he will have gone 13-2. He's already won every single... Oh, no, he lost a set, excuse me. He lost a set, I think, against Mihai.
Yeah, but he did take that one game from him.
Yeah.
So, all in all... Okay, so if you're telling me that Repard is all about sending a message, I want to see a dock and fish boom and then back lane.
I don't know if this is the best pond for it. We've seen some people do it, but you kind of want your initial dock to be where the 2 shorefish are. And if you're docking there, especially with a Civ that doesn't really have any bonuses for it, I don't know if I'm in love with it. If anything, like the Gurjaras actually have a bonus for it. They can garrison their fishing ships inside docks.
Okay, but on this map, I really doubt the opponent is going to come forward to dock your pawn.
I mean, you never know when a random archer is going to show up, you know?
True. A thing that I absolutely love for Gurjaras on this map is that you can put the initial mill on shorefish, and that is the fastest source of food income.
Yep, very smooth. Then you just chop the trees to eventually think about your next lumber camp spot, and he's got plenty of wood in the back. The other thing about Gurjaras, which is nice, is early feudal. You have that camel scout, which can help with the bonus damage against scouts, so you're not quite as scared about aggression. But I think Magyars and Repard can bring spears with the scouts, so that's kind of the danger here for the Gurjaras.
That's for sure. I kind of feel like Magyars could be dangerous maybe until... I don't know. It depends. It depends on the timings. It depends on the type of aggression that Repard is able to put. Gurjaras are a very good civ, but they can struggle against aggression like pikes plus knights, maybe with some siege forward as well.
I think if I'm here, if this is game 1, I see this matchup, I'm feeling this is a 60-40 matchup for me as Prisma, as the Gurjaras. But now, after how aggressive Repard has been the last 2 games, I'm feeling like this is a 60-40 matchup for Repard, because this is just perfect for Repard. Like, cheaper scouts, extra attack, super open map. It's not something that Repard's going to shy away from.
Okay, how much does the zebra spawn for Prisma affect those chances?
It's so annoying. It's not the spawn. Like I've ranted about this nonstop. We actually had to do admin rees in the replacement qualifier. The hunt now will like linger to the shoreline and wood lines and edge of map. So he might never be able to get these other 2 zebras because they just get stuck there. So that's frustrating. I mean, I
I've
don't know if
seen
they'll ever
Vivi
revert the
pausing.
behavior, but like, I think it's a problem, clearly.
I've seen Vivi pausing. I swear I thought, oh, this man is ready to call a re on this.
Yeah, we actually had to say to players on migration in silver that if this happens, it's a restart.
Okay.
And then we moved we changed the scripts to try and move Hunt away from the shoreline, so this doesn't happen. He'll never get that unless it somehow glitches out. Maybe this other one, but it's annoying, Danielle. It's annoying. I thought deer behavior was fine. But it's as a player, just kind of. I think that was a bad change, personally.
Yeah. Also, another thing that I'm often paying attention to on this map are the resources and where are they spawned, right? Where's the location of the main resources, the neutral ones, etc. And I do see all the resources being super forward from Prisma.
Yeah, the gold's super far forward. Whereas you've got that 4 tile. Like if this turns into a wall game, Repard does have that a bit easier. Yeah, those golds are not great for Prisma. What is great is he's got tons of backwood. So usually there's pros and cons to it. So if you have a resource forward as Prisma is dude, you just got to give up on the zebra.
Yeah. Just
give
you
up.
You have to go scout because in
it's
this
not
situation,
gonna move.
Yeah, at least send the villager to shoot it once.
Is he gonna stay here like the entire time?
Yeah.
We're just gonna watch him try.
So this type of tunnel visioning reminds me. I don't know if you ever watched the game between Z40 and I want to say Siskan, but I don't think that was the case. No, because they played this week. There was a game on Acropolis.
Real quick, sorry. He's gonna try and let the pond bug it out, and it's gonna walk the whole way around the pond and to the other side.
Yep.
It's not. No, it will just hug the pond. Sorry, Daniela. Continue. You said Acropolis.
Acropolis, Romans, heavy scorpions, and halves, and someone was playing as Chinese, and they were just not making onagers. They were having thousands of resources in the bank, and onager was the way to deal with those scorpions, and they were just sending hundreds of light caps to die to those.
I don't think I saw that game. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, it was at 4 a.m. That's why.
Onager and Halb. Is he going back for the Prisma?
Yep.
Leave it, bro.
Yep.
Leave it. You need to farm now. He got housed too. You need to farm. Don't you try and bring that zebra in. He's like, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get first anyways. I'm gonna send the zebra a message, bro. If anything, if the devs actually change the behavior to make it better, this is the moment that we credit. It's not gonna work. Give up on it. It's not. It's not leaving. I've seen it enough time. Wait. Did he get? Nope. It's still stuck.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh man, this is frustrating because of things like that. You don't scout the map. You don't know what's coming forward.
Yeah,
Obviously, you expect those scouts and spears from Magyar, just like you said, but you also don't want to be the one investing too much into spears. Yours will never upgrade to pikemen. You need to focus on doing your things because.
I mean, I agree. This is actually pretty solid defense. He is going to wall it up. The camel, there's big benefit to having that at home, if you think about it, because the scouts will be here. So I think he's a little frustrated and a little tilted at the zebra and maybe the result, but see if he can get the walls down.
Mm-hmm. But also, at the same time, if you're looking at Repard's scouting, he did scout both of those gold and didn't find anything in the back of Prisma's base.
Yeah.
How long until that range switch?
Yeah, that might happen pretty quickly here. Scouts are looping around. Spears were just distracting, and this is the Repard that we've gotten used to seeing this season. He's just hovering around, looking for damage. Sees the spear, no hesitation. Bye, Spearman. You're gone.
Yep. I mean, a Gujara Spearman.
He's killing,
oh my god,
he's eating the zebra.
He's long distance hunting the zebra. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Listen,
okay.
It's not about the food, it's about sending a message. That's so funny.
Well, I don't know what's the message, but no.
I mean, that's pretty freaking funny. Hopefully, if nothing else, he did it for the viewers. That's so funny. The scouts are still here. He's still struggling to keep up with it. Hasn't lost a villager yet, and the scouts are weak. But that should be a Deadville.
Yeah. Did lose the camel though, and well, that's sad to see. 20% extra damage, even in Feudal Age on that unit.
I'm actually very surprised Repard didn't make this messier. I expected more spears and more scouts. He's actually playing a pretty relaxed game here. But if he can kill 2 villagers with this investment, he's going to love it. And wow, he kills the scout, and now he kills the vill as well. This is super good for Repard.
For sure. And the walls are still denied. Prisma has some work to do still, and there's spears there. There's another scout. Those scouts have forging and all of those units, by the way, as well.
Yeah, so you've had to produce a lot of spears to get your walls down because you haven't really been active with your own scouts. The idle time's not looking too hot for Prisma, but he will get the walls down. My feeling is, though, that he would have loved to have had any type of offensive pressure this game, just any, and he never moved out because of the zebra.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, you're Gurjaras and you're stuck on producing spearmen. I don't think you want that.
No. And Repard's able to be fully walled in this time. He's played it perfectly, and he's balanced his eco pretty perfectly as well for Cav Archers. The first range is already up. He's actually expanding his walls a little bit further. I guess so that other gold isn't as big of a problem later on, too. Bit of extra greed.
Tristan, Prisma didn't scout the hole between the woodline and the edge of the map in the walls.
Now,
he's not walled.
Wait, who's not walled? Prisma or Repard?
Prisma. He's not fully walled.
I mean, if there was a zebra there, he would find the hole.
If the zebra would have went all the way around the edge of the map until there, maybe.
Yeah, there's no zebra, though, so I don't know if we'll find it. This is the worst feeling ever when you still haven't clicked up to Castle Age and you see the double range. Oh, wait. Repard? Bro, that was so close.
Oh, that was smooth.
Yeah, that was... was he intentionally doing that just to give Prisma a little bit of hope there, or what?
All about the mind games, so I hear.
Well, it feels like pretty clearly Repard's actually going to go crossbow because maybe he's concerned about the camels from the Gurjaras. And normally, I wouldn't say being on 2 archers when you're a minute away from Castle Age is actually great for the crossbow opening. So this could be a little lackluster for Repard compared to what we thought.
Yeah, I mean, his timing looked amazing, but something went wrong. His eco was not efficient on the way up. It feels like he doesn't have resources in the bank when he hits the next stage, which is crazy because he didn't get too many upgrades either. He doesn't have bloodlines. He just got fletching. Now he has the armor on the infantry. What?
Yeah, so he's going to go... I think he wants to go pike crossbow. So this pretty much protects from the opponent going... Dravamshas, I guess, against the archers.
Yeah.
And obviously camels as well. So I think it might be a little bit tough. Apparently can you still hear me, Daniela?
Yeah.
Okay, my internet went off for half a second. I think Skirms would actually be like the best unit here for Prisma, but he doesn't have a range yet. And his eco is pretty much set up for stable units, so we'll see what he does.
Yeah, it's CA, but he still doesn't have bloodlines.
Yeah, not great. I think he just wants to boom. Just a little bit of army for map control, force some reactions. Just the presence of that army alone forces Prisma into a tower. So Prisma can't drop TC number 2 because of the tower. And as long as the army doesn't get through into Repard's base because of an overchop or something, I think he'll still be in a really nice spot here.
Oh, he noticed the hole. He's walling there finally. And if you are Prisma... I feel like you don't have a lot of opportunities or a lot of places to throw down those TCs either.
Yeah.
Like we said, you just we're inside your walls, but then there's just going to be a target for a siege workshop producing mangonels on a hill.
Yeah, I agree with you. But how much of that is just because you've had no control of this game, right?
Oh, absolutely.
No
because
map control. And the Palisade Gate immediately targeted by Repard. Quick walls behind from Prisma. That's stable number 3 for him. So this is going to be big army commitment. And Repard will see that as well. He'll see that this is another stable. And he knows the tower. So he should know that's 1 TC versus 2. Yeah. But I think like Prisma should clear this. It's just a question of what he can do with the control. If he can immediately go forward Siege Workshop after clearing this, I could see maybe Repard getting stuck down at the bottom of the hill here.
Yeah, that's true. One thing that I do really mind is that Prisma didn't mix in 1 or 2 camels. Yeah, I know you're scared you see the range units from Repard, but I feel like they're way stronger, especially in an engagement like this versus the spears.
Yeah, we'll see. Shrivamsha should win. It's just feudal age units. Bodkin wasn't even in. So that's a crazy clear up. But now we get to find out how good Shrivamshas actually are against CA. My opinion is that Castle Age Shrivamshas suck against Cav Archers because their HP is low, and once their dodge is out, they're just a 8 base attack unit with 75 HP against a mobile CA unit. But you need numbers, you need ballistics, you need speed as well. I think the fact that Repard's not going to have husbandry, and it will be Shrivamshas, which are already fast, with husbandry, gives Prisma some opportunities to chase those down.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And that's
where the spears
12 against 9, yeah.
There's a monastery though.
Yeah, monastery for a conversion. And Repard falls back into the gap there, and 10 villager lead. So just still needs to maintain that villager lead. I don't know if he realizes how dangerous this could be with a hole in his wall.
I don't know. Shrivamsha's not the best unit in Castle Age at taking fights, but if those are getting in,
yeah,
I don't like this fight.
And there's no bloodlines on the CA yet, and the Shrivamshas were completely walled out, but now they can use their number one thing, which is the mobility. And Prisma has an opportunity here, Daniela. Finally get a win.
Oh, those raids are gonna be brutal. Having Shrivamsha in your eco is the most annoying thing that you can dream of.
Yeah,
I don't know,
honestly.
Dreaming of annoying things.
Yeah, I mean, definitely top 5. Definitely top 5 for me. And it's actually even more annoying when you were completely fine if you walled, right? The second your base is open, these things can jump on you, and the efficiency for Repard is going down. The follow-up from Prisma is insane. I'm pretty certain that all of his stables are queuing Shrivamshas right now.
That's for sure, yeah.
Still no ballistics. There are spears around, but these are just spears. They're not pikemen. There's a big difference in the damage output there. He did re-wall it at least.
The production time is quite fast for those as well. And if you look at the minimap, you just have this line in the middle of the map of just Shrivamshas flowing.
Well, I think maybe Repard clears it in the end. Most of them are still walled out. As long as they don't break through, then I think everything will be fine. Repard's obviously really scatterbrained right now. He's housed. He has to fix that. He's still chasing these. But I gotta say, this moment is perfect for a siege follow-up. And we still haven't seen a Vil from Prisma. So I'm surprised at that.
Look at that. The Vil fails to repair, and another flow of Shrivamshas are getting into Repard's base. There was just so many things for Repard to focus on, especially with Prisma attacking and like 2 different spots.
I mean, he needs to kill this now. I thought he could stabilize, and I thought that this would be the moment he's fine again. But that follow-up is just crazy. And there's more coming. Like, he's got to get a Vil over there. I don't think this is going to stop. These things... Okay, they do get walled out. But man...
No, they don't. No, they don't. It's open next to the mill.
Oh, pain. It's pain. Very rarely do I get this much like anxiety watching someone. And this is really adding to it right now. Oh, man. Poor Repard. I'd say poor Repard, but he's still like beat everybody and is going to be going to platinum. So there's a lot of reasons to be happy.
Oh, man, this is like crazy serious, even though...
sorry to interrupt. I'm just really surprised that Prisma's not going siege right now. Siege on the hill, like a mangonel follow-up, is just the absolute killer move. But he does have to micro a lot, so I guess there's that. Only killed 7 Vils as well.
Yeah, all in all, Repard's defense was quite impressive.
Yeah, that's true.
Woodline at the top, though, and there's 3 Shrivamshas. Oh my god, I can't even speak anymore.
Look at the idle time. 90 minutes of idle time for Repard in this game. But maybe he's still fine. As long as the next wave gets walled out. And as long as he can mass those Cav Archers again. But you need ballistics and bloodlines. And probably monks every time you move out of your base at this point.
Yeah. That's for sure. Prisma didn't even have too many upgrades other than the armor. He's getting forging. Forging is actually great for the Shrivamshas, given the fact that they attack more. They don't necessarily concern themselves with the armor for too much because they dodge some of the projectiles.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's still good, but I like to see forging first on Shrivamshas.
I like forging because it's 8 base attacks, so it just feels it feels a little weak. That +1 feels like it makes a difference. Okay, so Repard's like, I got this. We can move out now. Finally, we can counterattack. Who knows what's happening over my opponent's base? But can he actually deal with this if his base is open again? He's got his monks ready, and Prisma sees him.
Second and 30C being added as well.
Prisma's food eco is incredible right now. 23 on food. He can produce vills out of all these TCs. And 14 Shrivamshas. They're what, 70 food? They're not that expensive on gold, but the food is not easy to get, so well played.
This is the advantage of putting aggression, right, and having your opponent having all the farming vills garrisoned while yours are working efficiently. I'm actually curious about the difference in food collected, so if I'm gonna go look, I see almost 3k food.
Wow.
In favor of Prisma.
All because of that one hole in the wall, by the way. Now, I think he had to do that because he was scared he would lose the CA. So it wasn't like a complete misplay or anything, but pikes are there, CA are there. Now this gets interesting. Now if you're stuck on Shrivamsha, you might be thinking, can this work anymore? I think Skirm or Siege. Siege is the easiest because Skirms require multiple blacksmith upgrades and multiple buildings. Siege is just one siege workshop. Like Scorpions, for example, could be very natural here.
Oh, Prisma has all of his lumberjacks stuck. Man, what is that? Only 3 vills out of 9 are working on that, the new lumber camp he just made?
I'm not sure which one exactly.
The north,
oh!
And they don't appear as idle either.
Yeah, that's fine for a Dark Age lumber camp when you start with 4 vills, but with that many vills, it gets a little tricky.
Nice reaction from Prisma. Loses a vill on the top TC on the hill, but this is what I'm scared of for Gujaras. This is what I was talking in the beginning. The pikeman upgrade paired up with a couple of knights and monks behind. This can get problematic.
Yeah, Repard knows that the Shrivamshas are forward, so he immediately moves in to get some damage. I don't think that's enough protection for the farming eco.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my god, it's a feast! Quick, wall it off, quick! Wall it off, don't let him in again! Oh god!
Sacrifice. Oh my god. No, this is awful.
I mean, Repard needs to go do some counter damage because that's going to be bad. Great raid for Prisma. Great job to keep moving around. Maybe a bit fortunate to find that.
Oh my god, he even fails the quick walls and they're just gonna run in. Pikemen are way too slow to keep up with them. And, oh my god. 23 to 6 eco KD, that's crazy.
Yep, this is the Shrivamshas. If Shrivamshas get into your eco, they are incredibly tough to stop. Repard is looking for counter damage. He'll find a TC. He still hasn't been able to track down all of the Shrivamshas. The ones in the back, the pikemen find. And okay, the other ones won't get through. So its vill count's kind of even now.
Yeah, but Repard has been on 2 TCs for way longer.
Yeah. Well, I think like there is potential here that Prisma struggles to make enough skirms here. No, he's got the Q. He certainly
Prisma
can't.
not reacting to that wood line either.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
God.
I'm interrupting you.
No, it's
they're
okay.
just trading vills left and right.
It's just a messy game. And here comes Repard running to the hill with his pikes. The Shrivamshas might meet him there. The skirms might meet him there. This game has been messy. But Repard will get his hill.
At what point do you just grab 25
No,
villagers?
bro,
Oh
the
my God.
Shrivamshas are in again. I'm sick of it. I can't. He must be so annoyed. I don't know how that happened. I thought he had a gate there. Prisma's in again.
It's walls on hills. All over again.
And now
my goodness.
Prisma's feasting with the kills and not realizing that he's losing his own villagers. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Okay, so Repard's going to trap those skirmishes in and chase them down. And the skirms for Prisma go to deal with this EA. I think Prisma's position should be better, but who knows at this point, Danielle? This is so close. It's 100 pop versus 90 pop. 20 pikemen on the field for Repard, and he's actually going to go pike and knight, which is really good against skirms, actually. So
For sure. For sure, for sure. Props to Prisma for playing so competitively, given the fact that other than $20, there's not too much on the table for him.
Yep, agreed.
It's just a really, really good game.
Well, especially after the other games as well, right? Like he was completely dominated, and it was pretty clear to see that Repard was playing with confidence. So props to him, but this is messy now. Like, sure, Prisma Skirm Camel seems like a good composition, but there's still potential for Knight Pike to do work there. As demonstrated there, the camels run into the pikes, the knights are still around. Man, it feels like siege or a castle could be so important for both.
Prisma has 2 on stone, but nowhere near 650 stone in the bank. I do see that university. I think ballistics is very important for the skirms in situations like this, where you have possible CA running around that you want to snipe. Though Repard kind of stopped the cav archer production.
This feels... I have a sense that we're going to see a doubt castle in this game. I don't know why, but it just feels like that'd be the perfect ending to this game.
Finally, a siege workshop. It's from Repard, but hey.
Ooh, that's a great engagement for Prisma. That's so sick. He's got so many camels. He's got the skirms there as well. The siege workshop is highly ambitious.
The pikes were really out of position. He's bringing them back to fight the camels, and he's trying to engage on the skirms, but the damage, those 30% extra damage from them on the knights as well, just make them melt.
Yeah, and I think even if Repard's getting armor, it's just a numbers battle at this point, and there's way more for Prisma. Prisma will drop his own siege workshop. Prisma clears it up. Will we see Repard actually call the GG here, or is he going to fight this one out? It feels like with Repard's personality, he's going to fight this one out.
It's 9 military, though, to 26.
Yeah.
Just fight this one out with prayers, maybe?
Yep, prayers that the mango shot lands on the skirms, I guess. If you land a big shot, then your pikes can defend. Here's the prayer. And he does land it, but not enough.
And there's +1 armor on those as well.
Yeah, well played from Prisma. Just those raids eventually just gave him so much control. Repard probably frustrated to have allowed that so many times. And he taps out and calls the GG. What a game. Prisma gets a win. But like we said, Repard will be first in the group, which many people did not expect. He still ends up getting 12 wins overall. So 12 wins, 3 losses. And then Prisma will be in the playoffs on the weekend. So potentially platinum as well for Prisma.
Yeah, he still has a chance. I really don't think he should be upset in any case with the result he's got. He's had a crazy run in this tournament. Came from silver, had a crazy run in gold, very good results, and now he's fighting for a chance to advance to platinum for the next season. I don't think that staying in gold would be bad.
Agreed. Yeah,
all, but still.
I mean, with Prisma's career trajectory, it's still a climb if he stays in gold. This is a big moment for him, and I mean, I think he can. We'll have to look and see who he would play. So he's it's probably not set just yet, but he is 3rd place guaranteed for the group. So he would be up against 2nd from Group A. So 2nd in Group A could be Slam, it could be Overtaken, it could be Sobek. It could be maybe even Gookie. Like, Group A is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, Group A is all over the place, honestly.
So I guess based on the odds right now, it looks like it could be Prisma against Sobek. But I have no clue if any of that's actually going to take place tomorrow. That could be crazy. So, yeah, well played to Repard again, though. I think we should really touch more on him. He had such a killer instinct this tournament. And I think that previous game he would feel is a bit of a throw. I think if he doesn't let those units into his base, I think he wins that one as well. And goes 13-2. But 12-3 is no joke.
That's for sure. Crazy run for both of them. Congrats to both. And we'll see Repard next season in Platinum, I guess.
Yeah. Awesome. I really hope he can keep that form in Plat. So it's just to look at it one last time. It's 12 wins for Repard, 10 wins for Mihai, 8 for Prisma, 6 for Draken, and then 5 and 4 for Miguel and White. Daniela, thank you so much for joining. It was a good time.